All right, well, here we are again, collectors. Today is October the 25th, 2022, and we're going to do our 51st unboxing. I know I'm right on that because I remember last week was the 50th. So I hope everybody's doing good, and I have some stuff to show you as usual, and I'll talk about a few things too. Before I get started, I have to make a mention here of one of my Polish friends. This man, his name is Stan Lewandowski, and he comes from Posen. So he says, I will be very happy if you smoke a cigar and take a good sip of whiskey with ice and drink to my health, okay? Well, we're going to do just that, Stan. Let's see here. We'll get this lit. And here's to Stan Lewandowski. Best regards to you, Stan. And Stan also says if I ever get to Poland, he's going to take me all over. So I'll have to take advantage of that someday. Best of luck to you. Whoa, that was a strong one, Stan. That one's for you, buddy. Good luck to you. Now, before I get started, I want to talk about something that's, I think it's very, very interesting. You guys know how genetic research is being done by lots of people. I mean, they make a hobby out of it, and it's the way the computer system is today with the internet and all. It can become a very successful thing. So the other day I was sitting at my computer, and I get an email from a man named Calvin Wetzel. Yeah, Calvin Wetzel, W-E-T-Z-E-L. And he goes on to say he was looking at a shooting cutlass that we have on our site. And judging by the stock number, it's been on our site for, 2 or 3 years anyhow. And the reason for that, this is the cutlass. You can see it's a nice long example with a very nice blade on it. But what's weird about it, when we look at the blade, I'll show it on the camera so you can see it, but it says F. Coleman, K-U-G-L-M-A-N-N, Nebraska, and then it has Dame Schutzenverein Varva. Well, most of it I can translate. F. Coleman was the man's name, and the cutlass comes from the shooting club in a little town named Varva, which is, I believe, in the Hanover area. But when I got this cutlass, and I can put it down here so you guys can see the dedication, I just, for the life of me, could not figure out what Nebraska was doing on it. And I think I said that in the description. And as a result, the cutlass has kind of been languishing here because, I mean, it was a very nice thing before I dropped it, but it's double-edged, and it's really in close to mint condition. So Mr. Wetzel writes this email, and he tells me how he's been into Ancestry.com and those kind of things, and he started looking into this piece, and apparently he started with Kansas, the state, and darn if he doesn't come up with an old obituary from 1922, and the obituary was for Frederick Henry Christian Coleman, the same name that's on this, and it's from a little town in Kansas. So he goes further with this and finds out that Herr Coleman was indeed from Warba, this little town in Germany, and he went further and actually found out where Herr Coleman came over from Germany in October 26, 1910. And his residence he listed as Auburn, Nebraska. So here we have a case of a German. He was born in 1877, coming to America then in, what did I say, what year it was? 1910. And he lived until 11 March 1921. So he came to America, and apparently he was a member of this shooting club in Warba, and he had a cutlass made apparently to celebrate that he was going to come to America. So here that solves the whole complete mystery, and like I always say, when you can put a name and some facts to something, it's no longer just a hunk of metal. And I would think now that all that information is known, it's possible that there's Kugelman family still in that area of Nebraska. And here's this cutlass, it's been around over 100 years, and now we finally find out what it's all about. So don't you think that's neat, guys? I do. I thought it was really a fun thing, and I appreciate Calvin letting me know about it, and I'll enter this information on our website describing everything about the cutlass. It's just amazing things. So there you go with that. I think that's pretty cool, and I hope you do too. I'll mention something else, with this research that's been going on. My old buddy who gave me the box cutters, Bob Burns, my high school buddy, he was over here about 3 weeks ago, and he says, Wittmann, he says, he's into this research. He says, Wittmann, did you know you have a criminal in your family? And I said, what are you talking about? He says, was your brother's name Joe? I said, yeah. And he shows me this article in the newspaper from 1933, I believe it was. And Joe Wittmann was born in 1914 or 1915. He was 19 at the time, and apparently this buddy that he was with was the son of the janitor that worked at the Federal Reserve Bank in Philadelphia, and somehow this guy was trying to extort $5,000 from the president of the Federal Reserve Bank of Philadelphia. And my Uncle Joe, at age 19, was, I guess he was the driver or something. He wasn't really actually involved in the crime per se, but I was completely shocked because my Uncle Joe went on to become a very successful businessman. He had motels in Florida and you name it, and but what I thought was really interesting, my father had 2 sisters and his brother, and of course I knew the family for 50 years. I mean, they're all dead now, all been dead over 20 years, but in all that time there was never any mention of this. And it's unbelievable to me that there could be a family secret like that the whole next generation, my generation, it was never mentioned. Nobody ever knew about it. So all of a sudden, Bob Burns you have an uncle that was a criminal. So it just, it's unbelievable what people are finding out in these researches that are available anymore. So really cool stuff, I think, anyhow. I'm not a criminal, though. It was my uncle. No, he wasn't a criminal either. But I just thought I'd mention that because it's weird. So maybe you guys got stuff in your families that go back 100 years and you don't know about it, and who knows? Look it up. To Uncle Joe. Okay, so with that, we'll start, and I'll show you a few of the things that I happened to purchase this week, which came in. So there'll be no unboxing for them, but I'll show them to you. I thought this was really a neat thing. A beautiful leather box with the gold Luftwaffe eagle embossed into the leather. And then when you open it up, it's what we call like a table medal, and it shows Hermann Goering as the head of the German Luftwaffe, Reichsmarschall Goering. And then on the other side of it, if I can get it out of here, it has to do with, there's an eagle on the other side, and it's also made by C.E. Juncker. It's a medal that was awarded for some type of technical development to a Luftwaffe person for excellency, probably someone who was an engineer. But we see medals like this once in a while, these table medals, but usually the box is missing. So in the case of this one, it's really nice to have the original box, and the fact that it was made by Juncker too. It's I think that's quite a nice item. The next thing I'll show you, I got a decent RAD dagger. It's a hewer, and you can see the silvering is beautifully patinaed. It has a nice stag grip. And the paint is almost unbelievable. It's original paint, and look at the condition of it. It just is just fantastic on both sides. And the hilt is beautiful with its silvered look, and then it has a great blade on it. Very, very nice blade. And this was made by Carl Julius Krebs. So I think that's a superior piece of if somebody's looking for a really clean RAD hewer, this would work. And then I got I like this. Robbie and I went to a tiny little show on Sunday in one of the shore towns in New Jersey, and they only have 10 or 20 tables there, but you never know what you're going to find, and it's only an hour's drive. So we drove down there, and this fella had a really nice uncut Weimar police clamshell. These are the real long ones with the 17-inch blade, and it's got a nice hilt, good clamshell, good stag. The leather's good on the scabbard, and then you take it out, there's that real long blade. It has a little sharpening, but it's really nothing. And then it was made by Carl Eichhorn, probably about 31 or 32, with that large double oval trademark. And for guys that collect police bayonets, you just got to have one of these long ones. As I've told you in the past, when the Third Reich started, they cut these down to 13 inches, usually right around the end of the fuller, and then they also shortened the scabbard, and they took the clamshells off too. So it's nice to see one that's still untouched. So I thought that's kind of a cool thing. And this is no great shakes, but with SA daggers being so hot, I thought I would buy this. It has fairly good. It's a late piece with nickel-plated cross guards and fairly good paint. It's got a little tiny ding there, but it's got a nice grip, and the paint is pretty good on both sides, and then it has a fairly good blade with the motto on it. But what I like, it's got that double proof acorn mark from let's see what the date is on that. These aren't dated. It's probably about 38. So there you go. So that's kind of cool. And one more piece that, well, a couple more, but I like this a lot. This just came in. It's a complete, untouched SS Model 33. Look at the dull nickel patina on it. The anodized scabbard, the original vertical hanger. It's got a little chipping in the runes button, but it's not too bad. The ball is still real good, and it's got the original belt loop on it. But just I love to see daggers in this condition, and studying the tang nut, it's never been apart, so it's just as it came from the veteran. And then we'll take a look at the blade, and well, a mint blade, just about full mint, really nice. Yep, great motto with the darkening in the backs of the letters. And then on the reverse side, it's one of the 120-34s. And as I told you before, you want to make sure that the 120 is pointing towards the tip of the blade, not towards the hilt, or it's the blades of reproduction. You'll see 120 and 121 34s. The 121 34s have a little notch in the RZM-Z, and the 120s do not have the notch in the Z. And then it's got the Grupa Mark 1. But isn't that a nice dagger for those of you guys that like something that's never been apart, never cleaned, nothing ever done to it? That's a pretty sweet piece. Even look how the snap clip and all matches the patina of the rest of the dagger. So that's pretty cool. And one last thing that I bought that it's kind of hard to show you. I have my problem here with swazes, but I'll give you an idea of it. It's a woolen SS armband, and what's so cool about it is it's actually got a big rubber stamp on it, which this is the first one like this that I've seen. And the stamp goes, it's from Marin section of Czechoslovakia. And then along with it, it's got the perfect, there's no mothing, it's just a perfect armband. And then it's got a nice original paper tag on it. And I think it's one of the best SS armbands that I've found so far. So I'm very pleased with that. You like that one, Hub?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad, huh? Don't see the SS ones very seldom were rubber stamped like that. At least I don't remember seeing one that was, so I think that's a cool thing. All right, and with that, I think we need a drink. I know I do. Yeah, maybe 2 sips. And I hope my cigar didn't go out. Yeah, it did. Okay, collectors, we'll get going here. We'll start with our first box. See what we got here. Oh, looks like we got the dreaded popcorn. Yeah, what are you going to do? get it out of here without too much trouble and mess. We'll try. It looks like some kind of a dagger maybe. I'm not allowed to say that I hate the popcorn because it insults collectors, so I won't say that I hate the popcorn. That makes up for some of it. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, it does look like a dagger, guys. Oh my, yeah. Wow. Aha, look at there, guys. The second model RLB officer with the straps. I'm surprised he just wound the straps around the dagger in the box, because these are, you know, you got to be careful with these original straps because the leather is old and brittle. But the dagger is, well, got a little rust on the upper scabbard, but look how nice the leather is, and there's something missing here. I guess you guys noticed that. Uh-oh. No grip button. Well, that can be a problem, but there are some original buttons around, so that defect can be rendered. Yeah, the leather's good on the reverse too. Little age there on the upper scabbard mount. And, well, the blade looks like it's not bad. It needs to be cleaned up some, but it's not too bad of a piece, and it's a Wiresburg, so I'm sure that blade will come up quite a bit. It's not a bad piece at all. Like we say, we need a button, and the straps are really good too. So so that's kind of a nice thing. That'll make a good collectible for somebody. Let's see what's next here. This is kind of a little bit heavy, but let's see what we got here. It's soft and heavy, so it must be flags, I guess. Let's see. Nicely packaged here. The bag says the possibilities are beautiful. Oh, we shall see. Yeah. Yeah, as I thought. Yeah, here we have it looks like we got two flags, and they're both, these are Kriegs flags, aren't they, Ob? Looks like it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, you can see on the one, there it is, Kriegs flag 100 by 70. That's a great size, easy to display, and I really can't show much of these things, so but you know what they look like. Just looking at it, it looks pretty darn nice so far. See if it has a maker name on it. I don't see that, but
yeah, there's a maker after the size.
Oh, this you mean? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you're right. That's the maker mark. Yeah, I think I've seen that in the past. Yeah, but this looks like a nice flag. And then we have another one here. Oh, we got three of them. Here's another. Here the size is on the hoist here. It's a little faded, but you can still see it. It's 100 by 170. This is also a good size that you can display well. It looks like it's in nice condition from what I can see with the Iron Cross. And it looks like it does have a maker mark on it too. Got the original rope in here and so forth. And it looks like a really nice clean example. Everybody's looking for Kriegs flags, so I'm always happy to get them. And here we have a larger one. Boy, this looks like a beauty. Look at the colors on it. They just jump right out at you. Really, really nice. And we have the size here, 150 by 250. That's a fairly good size Kriegs flag. And yeah, there we got a maker on it too. And I remember the guy writing me saying that these flags were really in nice condition. So I can't really show them on the camera, but you can get the idea, and we'll get them up on the site. And for you guys that are looking for Kriegs flags, and I know you're out there, we got 3 nice ones here. They look pretty good, don't they, Ob?
Yeah, they look great.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they do too. So we'll see, and let's see what we got next here. I have no idea what this is, but we shall see. Time for a sip. Ah, yeah. You know, they always say a good cigar goes out on you if you don't smoke it constantly, but these are lousy cigars and they go out too, so I don't know what that's all about, but here we go. See what's in here. Oh, this looks good. No popcorn anyhow. Oh, there's another box inside. This is a good way to ship things. If you have something fairly delicate, you double box it. See what this is. Yeah, good packing job here by this man. Ooh. Wow, this is cool. Yeah, this is very cool. Here, collectors, you see obviously a bronze of a flyer with a airplane on the front of the marble base, and then it's presented to Lieutenant Edward Neumann, Stabjäger 88, and then on the reverse it has Spannen 1937 through 1938. So what we have here, collectors, is a piece that was awarded to one of the flyers from the Spanish Civil War. I believe that this Lieutenant Neumann went on to become an Oberst, and I believe the collector told me there was a picture of Neumann with General Gallant, but it's not in the box, but I'll find that. So he was a well-known Luftwaffe pilot and became leader of a Geschwader. So that's a very good thing. Very, very good thing. Original items from the the Spanish Civil War are very difficult to find. You know, that was the war where the Luftwaffe was able to test out a lot of their airplanes and see how they were doing and so forth, which I'm sure was a good learning experience for them. All right, let's see what we got here. I don't know whether I want to tackle this big one yet. I got another little one. Maybe I'll do that one first. Let's see what this is. Trying to figure out the best way to get it open here. Without cutting myself. Need a sip. Ah. Oh, let's see what we got here now, guys. I think that's it. Let's see what this baby is. Oh, it looks like a naval dagger. Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice naval dagger. No dents. A little tiny one here. And I think what we're seeing there, isn't that the changeover pommel ob from 1938?
It looks pretty close, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a changeover pommel. And the grip is in good condition. Let's see what the blade looks like. Well, we got a fouled anchor on the reverse here. I don't see a maker mark on the reverse, but we'll look on the front. Whoa, what do we got here, guys? All right, we got something special here. This dagger is factory named with the owner's name etched into the blade. I have to take a look at it here. I can't really make out the name, but maybe Robbie's camera will pick it up. But it is extremely rare to see a naval dagger that's factory named like that on the blade. I assume that you could probably order something like that if you had enough money, I guess. That's a very cool thing, and of course we have great possibilities. We can look up this guy and see who he was, and I think the fact that it has a changeover pommel on it means that he was around a long time, so yeah. We'll see. Well, I wish I could make out that.
It's Kurt Groman or something.
I don't know. I know the camera will pick it up, and you viewers will send me in what the name is, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's hanging on to that dagger. That's why he's got the changeover.
Yeah. Yeah, and he wore it too. I mean, this dagger was absolutely worn, but yet it's still in good condition. Geez, I can't wait to figure out what the name is and look him up. We shall see. So that's a very interesting thing. That's something we don't see, collectors. That's a very, very desirable dagger. And we'll get that little ding out of the scabbard, so that won't be any problem at all. And I think we have a pretty nice thing there. This box comes from Finland. Let's see what's in here. I know it cost me some money to get this. The customs held it up, and unfortunately the sender of it declared it with too big of a value, and boy, when the U.S. Customs see that, then there's trouble. So it took us a month or so to get this to get this delivered to us, but finally we did. So I'm kind of anxious to see what it is, and if it's nothing, I wasted a couple $100 on U.S. duty, but you know, America needs the money, so they do that, I guess. You Europeans know about duty because they really impose it in Europe. You know, I kind of ask people to take it easy on the value, so that, you know, but what are you going to do? So it just, we'll see, but let's see what's in here. I hope it's not more Stoopwaffles. Well, I like the bag. That's a nice bag. Now let's see what we got here. Oh, some bubble paper. Wow. Oh my. Wow. Wow. You know what that is, Ub?
Yep.
This collector's is a water police dagger, and a beauty too, with the original knot still on it. The leather's still in really great condition, and let's see what the, yeah, it's got a super blade on it, yeah, with a 3541 Eichhorn mark. And these mounts are Eichhorn, and the ball is just terrific, with an Eichhorn scabbard. Boy, this is really a very nice piece with the aluminum eagle. This is something we don't see much these days, and you got to be careful because they do reproduce these too, but this one is an original, and in very nice condition. That is really a prime piece. So I guess that was worth getting through those boxes of waffles to see that. So that's all I have for this week, collectors. I hope that you enjoyed it. We did the best we could with it, and I apologize for the waffle box, but what are you going to do? So here's to you, and don't forget the corn show is coming up in Wilmington, Ohio. I think it's, what is it, around the 5th or the 6th of next month, November.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we'll see a lot of you there. We always like that show. It's fun to go to. Most of the major dealers are there, and lots of open space, and a nice area. So we'll see you the next time, and good luck to everybody.